Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. My name is Martina and this is the Secret Craft Room. In today's video I'm going to show you how I made this moon-shaped jewelry box for my rings. Please don't forget to subscribe and give my video a thumbs up if you like it. And without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing I did was to cut out two moon shapes from thick cardboard. Then I cut out some 4 cm and some 2 cm wide strips of the same cardboard. Make sure that the lines in the cardboard goes in the right direction, because otherwise you won't be able to bend the pieces properly. Then I used my craft knife to make cuts along the strips. This will help them bend smoothly. Then I used a rolling pin to bend them a little bit. Next I glued them to the moon shapes. I used masking tape to help hold everything together while the glue set. Then I covered them with a layer of Mod Podge and newspaper and let that dry completely. Next I cut out some 1.5 cm and 2.5 cm wide strips from thinner cardboard. I glued the thinner ones on the inside of the lid. Then I glued the wider one on the inside of the lid as well. I should have made 2 layers of the thinner strips before adding the wider ones. I will change this later on. Next I put the pieces together and added spackling on the top and on one of the sides. I used a stiff wide brush to create texture. Then I let it dry until it was almost completely dry. Then I used my craft knife and a clay tool to cut where the lid and base meet. Then I repeated these steps for the other side of the box as well. I mixed black acrylic paint and Mod Podge to use as a primer and added 2 coats of this mixture to the whole piece, letting each coat dry in between. Next I painted the outside of both pieces dark brown. I did sort of a messy coat, letting the black show through at some places. Then I dry brushed it with a lighter shade of brown. Next I painted the inside of both pieces with black paint. This is where I decided to change to thinner cardboard because the fit was a little bit too tight to close the lid. I filled in the gap with hot glue and then I painted it to match the rest of the lid. Next I covered everything with a layer of Mod Podge. to make the ring holder part, I used this old packing material. You can use any type of material that is a little bit squishy, like foam. I cut out 3 moon shapes and glued them on top of each other. Then I added them to the box and marked out where I was going to cut. When cutting, I made sure to cut away a couple of millimeters between each piece. Next, I covered each piece with this black velvet fabric. You don't need to cover the bottom side of the pieces. My pieces fit really snug, so I didn't need to glue them down, but you can if you want to. Then I cut out one more moon shape. This one needs to be a little bit smaller because it's for the lid. Then I covered it with the same velvet fabric. Since this part is going to be upside down, I decided to glue it in place in the lid. Next I made the decorations on the outside of the box. I sort of made this up as I went along. I used 2mm gold aluminum wire for the swirly parts, then to attach the crystals I used a really thin gold wire. Then I glued the pieces on using super glue. The last thing I did was to glue on a piece of felt fabric to the bottom of the box, and it was all done. Then I just added my rings. If you have rings that are too wide to fit, you can remove a couple of the cushion pieces and add the rings there. Please don't forget to subscribe and give my video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.